Welcome back to Show Me Baseball. This is one of the boxes I grabbed a little while back. It's my first, and we'll just call it my Turkey Red series. I've got 3 different years of Turkey Red, and I'm going to start getting those posted up. But we're going to start with this 2006, the Topps Turkey Red. Cool old throwback style cards. I've seen them out there. I've seen quite a few of them. It's kind of like the Topps T206. I just like the looks of them. And so I'm going to bust this one up, and I think, having looked through it, there's a lot of short prints, which I probably won't recognize first time through. But there are also, there's a Verlander rookie card in there. That's probably the key card that I'd be looking for. But let's just see what we get. I'm probably going to adjust these full box breaks, depending on how long this takes. Because I don't know how long you guys want to sit and watch these things. But, you know, if it's a 20-minute break, you may not want to sit through it all that entire time. So, looks like our Turkey Red security seal also has, I'll show you that, it has A-Rod on it. So, you got A-Rod times 2. I guess I'll cut that. Let's see what these things look like. There are our cards. And I'll just kind of waterfall them out of there. And let's see what we got here. So, starting with pack number 1. I don't know anything about hits on these. I don't know if we're going to get surprised with a hit or not. But we'll just we'll open as we go and hope for the best. Starts really nice, though, with Ken Griffey Jr. Happy about that. Jorge Posada. There's a Jenkins. Let's see who that is. Bobby? No, Jeff Jenkins. There's a Mike Sweeney. There is that Richie Sexton red? Wonder if this maybe isn't a short print here just because it's got a different back. We have a rookie card. Is that Matt Kemp? That is a Matt Kemp rookie. Okay, so that's a pretty good rookie to grab. Another rookie here is Lastings Millage, and I don't know that gentleman at all. So Lastings Millage, and then a Luis Gonzalez. So let's throw that there. I've already gotten out of order. Number 2. I'm going to try and keep these things in frame for you guys. Still working off of my cell phone. I'll be switching up to an actual camera here soon. We're going to be setting up, I have a podcast. I'll be resetting up my podcast studio. When I do that, I'm going to set up room for recording as well. So, I should say video recording for this type of thing. So, this is a Blake, which is Casey Blake. You got an Albert Pujols, like that one. I've got a Chuck James rookie card. We have a Johnny Damon. Now that is a white border, prominent baseball cards. I don't know what the difference is there, but that's kind of cool. We got a Matt Morris red border. We have a Richie Sexton again. Yeah, Richie Sexton. Try and keep those in there. A Manny Ramirez there. Should have recognized it, but you know, the old school artwork is not, some of it's easier to recognize than the others here. And then Brian McCann, and here is the front. I'll show you the back of these things here, because you've seen the front of them. There's the back, that's the McCann. Here's the Johnny Damon, the white. And it is labeled, you see up in the corner there. It does say white. These say nothing. Does the red say red? It does say red. So our reds say red. So those are probably our short prints, just the variations on color. We'll just keep going on these things. Try not to make this too long of a break. And then, you know, let me know as we go here. I might do these box breaks in smaller portions as we go through some of these. There's a Bernie Williams. There is a Angel Baroa Royals. Troy Glaus. Got another white coming up here, and that is Dimitri Young. We got a Jeff Jenkins red. Let's get that in the frame for you. We have Avoiding the Runner. Looks like the Angels, and that is a checklist, so kind of cool, but I couldn't tell you who's on that one. Jason Kubel. And we have a Travis Hafner. So we'll go to our next one. Now, I do know, looking at the set list, there are autographs out there, so there are hits. I just don't know odds if we're going to have a guaranteed per or not. So we'll just find out as we go. There's a Brian Anderson rookie. Paul LaDuca. Maybe I'll back up just a little bit here. I don't know how close we're getting. Bannister. That is a Brian Bannister rookie. Is it a Jeff Montgomery? Doug? Oh, no, that's Doug Mankiewicz. I can't even get close on that one. There's a Jorge Posada red. We have a Sullivan, Corey Sullivan, Barry Zito, and then over here is a Juan Pierre. So there's... And there's an era, I think I quit collecting cards probably around 2000. Louis Aparicio, so there's an old school, maybe a little before then actually, probably mid to late 90s. So there's a lot of these that I never even saw. There's a Jim Thome, new Hall of Famer, that I never got a chance to open, so it's kind of cool to get some of these now. And especially since as these boxes get a little bit older, some of them get a little more affordable if they don't go crazy with rookies. Bernie Williams red, Derek Jeter. I've noticed there are a lot of folks who took long breaks like I did from collecting, have come back to it. There's our Verlander rookie. So we got one of those, and that makes me very happy to grab that one. And John Smoltz. A lot of folks that took a break from collecting and then have started getting back into it, and I've noticed a lot of them, I can't tell ages, but a lot of them probably in my general age vicinity, we'll say. Certainly by the years that they were collecting, they quit collecting, they kind of match up. And I don't know if it's I'm not quite midlife crisis age, but if it's something where you're trying to recapture the youth, or if there's another reason to get back into these, but I've sure enjoyed coming back to these things. So I'm going to just kind of go a little bit faster here and probably just give you last names. We got Furcal, Swisher, another Johnny Damon coming up here. Let's see, Bonderman. This is A-Rod safe at the plate, and CC Sabathia. So I don't know if that's something that you've noticed, if this is something that is, I don't know, familiar to you, and it maybe you've only been collecting for 5-6 years, maybe you just started, maybe you're a long-time collector, but if you left and came back, I'd be curious to hear the reasons why. What prompted you to get back into the hobby? And what kind of drove you out of the hobby? Was it Strike in 94? Was it the steroid scandal? Was it just a kind of general drifting? There's a Ryan Zimmerman rookie. That's kind of nice. And is that Gary Carter? That is a Gary Carter. So throwback of the late Hall of Famer Gary Carter in his Expos uniform. But yeah, I as a Cub fan, we got really good. We really started to see the team coming back together around 2013, 2014. All the right moves were being made. Made the deal for Rizzo early, and then started adding pieces, and it got a little more exciting to have some of these cards that I didn't have in my collection. So there's Drew Meyer. Is that Zach Duke? I bet. That's a Zach Duke white. Ben Sheets red. Brian Giles. Yeah, let's see. That's B.J. Ryan and James Loney. So, I'd be interested to hear, what are your reasons for collecting? Have there been things that have taken you away from the hobby? Things that brought you back to the hobby? And do you find you're as passionate or not as passionate? Is it more of a moneymaker for you? Do you do it for the love? And, it's nice to sell cards and make a little bit of money, but I get more excited when I pull, if there's a Ryan Sandberg in this set, I'm more excited for that than I would a Verlander, which would have more value. So there's Carlos Guillen, Lee, and that's Castillo, Luis Castillo. So we'll just keep on running through here. But, if you do want to chime in on that. And I've got a microphone coming here as well soon. All these little things I'm going to tweak. I wanted to make sure I kept with it. There's a Pedro Martinez. I didn't want to make an investment in things and then fizzle out or lose interest in it. Tom Seaver throwback. So I'll be adjusting when I get that microphone. You'll hear hopefully a difference in recording, but in the meantime, you'll probably see these turkey reds go up in sequence. And I don't know how far I'll have them spaced apart, but there's a Carl Yastrzemski. That's a cool old Carl Yastrzemski turkey red there. What's nice about this particular cardstock is it's not like the for instance, the 93 Upper Decks when you're trying to grab a Jeter, everything is sticking together. This matte finish, it's not really anything that's going to stick or tear, and that's a nice change. There's Francisco Liriano. That guy was going to be great if he could have just stayed healthy. Holiday, those are Carlos Delgado, Jose Abreu. Or is that Bobby Abreu? That's probably Bobby Abreu. Jose Abreu is too new for this. Yep, there's Mulder and Loretta. And I'll say, as always, you know, I'm not emotionally connected to any of these cards. If there's anything you're interested, I'd much rather trade than sell. I think it's more fun. Brings back some of my youth of trading baseball cards with friends. If you see anything you're interested in, you want, make contact with me. Offer me up some stuff. You know, I'm a big Cub fan, but open to all kinds of stuff just to add to the personal collection. Let's see, that is Bonds on Deck. Just kind of a cool one. Bonds, I don't think... now, I'm waiting for the Hall of Fame results. I think I saw Roy Halladay made it briefly when I was just looking through some stuff, but I haven't seen results and who is in this particular time. If Bonds is going to make it, if Clemens is going to make it, Sosa's pretty much out. You know, I can't make a case for him anyway. That's a guy who... Bonds, at least, I don't like the guy. I don't think he was a very giving player off the field. But he, you know, had he not used or allegedly used PEDs, he still was on a Hall of Fame track. Same for Roger Clemens. They didn't need to use any kind of enhancers to get themselves there. Certainly their numbers improved because of it. But, you know, I'm an old schooler. I don't like the idea of recognizing, what does that say? Conference on the mound. I don't like the idea of recognizing the players that had an advantage, illegal advantage over others, and I don't think you should encourage that or make it legal because you are setting an example that's not good for those who are coming up. You know, could damage health, and you saw it. What? How many of these wrestlers have died young from complications of things that they've done to their bodies or put into their bodies, and you don't want to encourage that in other sports. So we'll see. I'll check it out. We'll see who got in and who didn't get in. Surprised it didn't blow up. There's a Pujols at the bat. It didn't blow up my feed at all, and usually I will see a lot of that. So there is a Cabrera. That's Miguel Cabrera on the Marlins. So that's a cool older one in his original uniform. Big Poppy. Let's see if we can get that back. My hand's getting in the way there. There's Tracy and Scott Pasednik. And we'll show the last one there is that Paul Konerko? White Sox, yep. Just the fact that I landed that Verlander, though, was really nice out of these packs. And I don't know which of the Cubs that I'd want to get are still in these. I looked over the list a little bit earlier today, but I didn't, nothing registered with me. There's Tavares. There's a Capuano. Is that Chris Capuano? And that is a black. So that must be a much shorter print release. There's a Jermaine Dye, red. Oh, here we did. We got a hit. It is a Morgan Ensberg authentic game-worn jersey with the Astros. So we did get something out of this. Hit-wise, it's not an autograph, but it is game-worn, and I like the fact that it is game-worn. Rather than just a piece of a jersey, you know that it's marked. Here, let me flip this for you to read. It doesn't have the markings for the year or for the game, but that's cool. Don't necessarily need that. And Michael Ohl. So let's see here. I'm gonna have to. I haven't been organizing as I've gone here. I'm gonna have to resort these things later and get stuff together. But I'm afraid of doing too much for too long here because I just am afraid of doing. I don't know. Maybe you guys like longer breaks. I find them mixed. Sometimes I like the longer breaks. Sometimes I would rather be in a shorter shorter video just to be able to get through it. So Mike Messina. Is that Tim Hudson? That is Tim Hudson. There is Matt Morris. There is Granderson, Curtis Granderson. There's Green. Let's see, Rocco Baldelli. And we have Lance Berkman. All right. D-Train Dontrell Willis. That guy. He was amazing for a little while. He flamed out. Is that Johan Santana? Also another really good pitcher for a while. Twins did that with a few of their guys. There's an Eric Ibar. Curtis Granderson White. Bartolo Colon Red. Is that Chipper Jones? That is a Chipper Jones. Grady Sizemore. And Rafael Belliard. Ronnie Belliard. So we're down to, it looks like, 5, 6, 7 packs. So we'll go through the last 7 packs, and then I've got it all piled up here, so it's gonna be hard for me to show those hits, and I've got to get better at that. I'm working on it right now. But there's Lowe. I don't know this name, Lowe. Cameron Lowe. I don't know that one. Ian Kinsler. It's a nice guy. Good grab there. Lopez. There's a red Zach Duke. Hey, look at that. We got another one. We've got another game used Brian Roberts, Baltimore Orioles. So a game used uniform there. So another cool piece. And I guess these are a little more common than I would have thought, just because I wouldn't have thought I would have 2 hits out of a box. And there's a Chris Duffy there. I'll show you that real quick. All right, home stretch here. So far, it's been actually a pretty good box. I've got a lot of cool rookies out of there. A lot of older school that I like a lot. Seaver, the Gary Carter, Chipper Jones, which I realized Chipper Jones was still playing when these came out, but you know, he's retired now, so in my mind. Carl Everett, Crawford, Wilson. There's a Royal Oswalt, red. Cedeno. One thing I'm not seeing is a ton of Cubs. It just kind of reflects on the quality probably of the team at that time. Jermaine Dye. Oh, there we go. Aramis Ramirez. I say it, and then he pops up there. So, all right. They bite me a little bit, but they do tear. Okay. There is A-Rod. Dan Uggla rookie. Padilla. Randy Johnson red. I like that one. Is that Mark Burley, I think? It is. Haven't seen him pitch in a while. Jackson. That is Connor Jackson. That's Livan Hernandez. I didn't realize Livan Hernandez played with the Nationals. Some of that, you know, opening up some of these packs from years I wasn't collecting. I watched, but when I watched, it was mostly the Cubs and not a lot of Sports Center or anything like that. You know, my hours and my job at the time wouldn't really allow it. So it's unusual for me to learn some of these players and the teams that they played on. So there is a Merton, Matt Merton. I do not remember him at all in a Cubs uniform, so there you go. That's Frank Thomas with the Athletics, and I had forgotten that until I started doing these packs, that he had done time with the A's. Duke, and there is a Pelfrey, Michael Pelfrey. Down to the last 3. Starting with Jeter Stills third. Let's see what the back of that. It's probably a checklist as well. It is. It's a checklist, but I like the artwork on this one. That's cool. And I do like Derek Jeter. There's a Dimitri Young. Cabrera with Florida again. Tejada. Matt Clement. Pitched for the Cubs on that 2003 team. Justin Morneau. Roy Oswalt. And Jared Washburn. Is that Jared? That is Jared. All right, last 2. Yeah, we almost kept it under 20 minutes, but I still kind of feel like it's a little bit long. Ishikawa. Robinson Cano. With, I think, the Mets now, if I remember correctly. There's a Cal Ripken rookie. Not a rookie, I'm sorry. That would be way past his prime. Cal Ripken card there. Mariano Rivera, that's nice. Ken Griffey Jr. red. Nice looking card. Wilson. There's a Yadi Molina. And, you know, I tell my Cardinal friends, I want to hate the cards, and I do a pretty good job of it, but really like Yadi or Molina, and I really like Paul Goldschmidt, so they're making it harder on me to, you know, it's kind of, as I've grown older and I've matured, you can't just hate for the sake of the team, but you sure can try. And sometimes I win, sometimes I lose, but I do like Goldschmidt, and I do like Molina a lot. Randy Johnson. Now, I think this is actually one of those variations, because this is showing him, well, maybe not. That's a Yankee outfit there. Okay, so I actually had to pause there for a minute. We had a visitor at the door, and that got the dogs worked up. So while I was doing that, I got my cards organized. So I will be able to show you a little bit of a follow-up here, but let's finish this last pack. You got Cabrera. It's a Melky Cabrera. That is Jeter still's third in white. That's cool. I like that. Justin Morneau, red. Ben Sheets, Ponson, Sidney Ponson, and Estrada, Johnny Estrada. So let me show you a little bit of what I got out of these that are kind of cool. I did see some of these. I'm going to say these are probably short prints, because I've got what look like standard. I've got here David Ortiz. I've got a Randy Johnson. I got a Richie Sexton. But on the back, I got the Turkey Red. And those are labeled red, and that's white. So I'm going to say those are variations or short prints of some kind. And I will research this a little bit more later on. I've got an example. You saw the, let's see, where's our white here? You saw an example of the white, but we've got each variation. Red, white, black. And that Griffey red's kind of cool. I like that one. But we got those. I did come up with Francisco Liriano, Ryan Zimmerman. I've got a Justin Verlander and a Matt Kemp. So some good rookies out of those. And 2 hits. I've got game used, game worn, Morgan Ensberg, and Brian Roberts. So I'm pretty happy with this box. It was fun to open. I like the mix of the old school and the new school guys. I like the variations on the borders, and it'll take me some research to figure out what all I have here. But I like, you know, this was just a good box to open. I hope the other Turkey Reds are as much fun. Anyway, I will wrap this one up now. I've been running a little bit long. I'll probably break my next really big box down in maybe a couple or 3 videos and just search for certain rookies. So appreciate you watching, and let me know what you think of these. Bye.